Shocking. Jungkook's secret location discovered? Surprising facts revealed. Hello ARMY. There are moments in life when the silence says more than words. Moments when absence becomes louder than presence. And when it comes to the world's brightest stars, their disappearance sparks curiosity, anxiety, and speculation. Today, we enter a chapter that fans never expected to open, a secret, now leaking into the public eye. A mystery that begins with a shadow and ends in a name spoken in whispers, Jungkook. The disappearance that wasn't. Jungkook has always been a name associated with brilliance. A vocalist who doesn't just sing, but tells stories through notes. A dancer who doesn't just move, but awakens emotion. A global icon, and yet, more than anything else, a man who seeks peace in solitude. When Jungkook enlisted in the South Korean military, it felt like the end of an era. The digital presence he had once embraced, live streams, messages, glimpses into his life, vanished overnight. His fans, millions strong, respected his duty but mourned his silence. It wasn't just the absence of content, it was the absence of connection. But as the saying goes, still waters run deep. In the void he left behind, whispers began to surface. And slowly, those whispers grew into something much louder. A strange sighting in the city that never sleeps. Seoul is always alive. Bright, fast, and relentless. But one evening, something unusual stirred the stillness of an alley in Itaewon. A woman walking home from work noticed a tall figure moving with unusual precision. Dressed in black, face hidden beneath a cap and mask, he moved like a shadow, deliberately, cautiously. Something about his posture, the way he avoided security cameras, his familiarity with the streets, it was hauntingly familiar. At first, she said nothing. But the next morning, a blurry photo emerged. And then, another. Both of them vague, but striking enough to ignite a storm. Netizens began connecting dots. Could it really be him? Was Jungkook back in the city? The hidden door behind the fame. The location quickly became a subject of obsession. Not because of its extravagance, it was quite the opposite. A grey, nondescript building with weathered walls and no signs. The kind of place people pass by without a second glance. But this building was different. Property records showed it had changed hands months before, purchased anonymously through a high-level law firm. Security cameras had been installed shortly after. Windows blacked out. No names on the buzzer. A place deliberately designed to be untraceable. Yet, one detail couldn't be ignored: the man who brokered the property was a former entertainment insider. A name that, years ago, had worked closely with HYBE on private talent retreats. The theory now had weight: this wasn't just a building. This was a sanctuary. Armies turn into detectives. Jungkook's fanbase has always been known for their dedication, their love, and their loyalty. But now, they became investigators. Fans around the world began comparing outfits, accessories, walk cycles. They analyzed sound recordings, timestamps, and security footage. They even used satellite imaging to measure rooftop dimensions and match them with old footage of Jungkook practicing choreography. A pattern began to emerge: every month, lights turned on in that building at the exact same time, between 3 o'clock and 4:30 a.m. A figure could be seen, moving alone. Sometimes stretching. Sometimes seated. Sometimes simply standing still. But why? Was Jungkook creating? Healing? Or preparing for something greater? Theories explode worldwide. The online world went into overdrive. Several theories began dominating forums and media headlines. 1. The secret album theory. Fans believe Jungkook is creating a full-length solo album in secret. A masterpiece entirely produced, composed, and directed by him, free from industry influence. 2. The recovery theory. Some say the location is not a studio, but a retreat. A private recovery space for physical or mental wellness, away from the eyes of the world. 3. The redemption theory. Others whisper that Jungkook may be preparing to address something big, perhaps a tell-all documentary, exploring his rise, his fears, and the untold truths behind the fame. 4. The mission theory. The most controversial theory suggests that Jungkook, through this location, is involved in something much bigger than music. A secret partnership with global humanitarian organizations. A bridge between influence and impact. The truth? Still locked behind closed doors. The battle between privacy and obsession. But not all reactions were excitement. As the photos spread, a line was crossed. Many armies spoke out, urging people to respect Jungkook's privacy, reminding the world that he is still serving his country, still human, still entitled to space. #Respect Jungkook trended globally. Fans created petitions to stop sharing images of the location. Thousands pledged never to visit or reveal more. For many, this wasn't just about curiosity, it was about compassion. Because while the world is hungry for answers, Jungkook's right to peace must come first. Signs from the shadows. Then came a twist no one expected. An anonymous account posted a short, grainy video. Just 14 seconds long. But in it, you could hear music. A raw, haunting melody. A male voice humming, low, deep, unmistakable. It wasn't a performance. It was emotion. And for many fans, there was no doubt, it was Jungkook's voice. Not the polished sound of a studio track, but something real. Something alive. The clip vanished soon after, but not before being archived by thousands. It was the first new sign in months. A signal from the silence. What comes next? As the mystery continues, one question remains, one that echoes not just in the minds of fans, but in the very fabric of an industry that watches in quiet anticipation. What is Jungkook preparing? Is it an album, crafted not just with talent, but with the scars and silence of his recent years? A return so monumental that it redefines what a comeback truly means? Or is it something more subtle, more spiritual, a revelation not only of music, but of meaning? A new chapter that doesn't just continue his story, but transforms it entirely? For months, clues have surfaced like scattered stars in a midnight sky. A shadow caught on camera. A whisper on a train platform. A heartbeat felt in the silence of an empty studio. Every moment, every glance, every rumor is woven into a narrative that feels bigger than promotion, bigger than fandom. It feels human. And that's what makes it powerful. Because maybe this isn't just about a secret comeback. Maybe it's about a young man who has spent more than a decade giving the world his voice, his sweat, his soul, and now seeks something beyond applause. Peace. Purpose. A deeper kind of artistry. That forgotten alleyway, that quiet building hidden from flashing cameras and screaming crowds, maybe that's not a recording studio. Maybe it's a sanctuary. A place where Jungkook isn't the golden Maknae or the global superstar. He's just John Jungkook. A man rediscovering who he is when the lights go out. And maybe, just maybe, that silence isn't absence. It's preparation. A gathering of thoughts. A refining of vision. A stillness before the storm. Because legends aren't written in noise. They're carved in solitude, in reflection, in the long, invisible work that no one applauds until the moment arrives. So what comes next? An album? A world tour? A creative explosion the industry has never seen? Or will it be something quieter, yet more revolutionary, an evolution of identity, of expression, of purpose? The truth is, we don't know. And maybe that's the point. Because some stories don't need to be spoiled by prediction. Some legends don't unfold in a press release. They bloom in silence. In mystery. In time. And when the door finally opens, whether it's tomorrow, next year, or decades from now, Jungkook will step out not just as an idol shaped by the expectations of millions, but as an artist reborn by his own. An artist who has chosen the path less traveled. An artist who has dared to disappear, not to run, but to rise. And when he returns, the world won't just see a comeback. It will witness a resurrection.